Lines up with the conditions of the rite. Marked the full moon on that clear and still night. Heck. Twitch needs to stop dying. Ads help. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I mean, the only way that I can stop ads is by running ads, which is ridiculous in itself. Okay. Lady Kira. We have the Rite. We have the weather forecast. Calm, clear skies. A cold front moving overnight. Is that supposed to be relevant? Is the cold front like visible effects? I don't think so. Doom, 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 doom. Nothing happened to clouds, provided there is sufficient moisture. Anyway. Alright. So are they trying to say that the cold front would come with something to cause... which I can't prove. I mean, we can do a lot of guessing. We've just recovered everything, so we can do lots of guessing. Okay, but I'm not sure this. Well, I can't show this because there's nothing relevant to show it to. Because he just saw a silhouette, so that doesn't have anything to do with, like, looking down into it or something. Okay. I'm gonna show the weather.
Objection!
Nope. That statement is inconsistent with this piece of evidence. Let it go and move on. Abandon this folly. You know very well your evidence proves nothing. Nice try, but you can't make me give up. I'm going to prove I'm right. You can point your finger as much as you want, but you're simply wasting your time. It is a pitiful sight to see a lawyer who doesn't know when he's beat. Heck. Wait, what? I did do that. I just need to hang in there a little longer. Heck. Okay, so the thing is telling me that it is the Rite's guide, but it's on a different thing that I did it from. Whatever. What? But that doesn't make sense. Why it would be that one instead of this one?
Objection!
Silhouettes projected by the moonlight? Sorry, but that's just not possible. What do you mean? How's it not possible? It was totally possible. That's impossible. I think I'm gonna need a logical-ese translation on that. Let's take a look at his rights guide, shall we, Mr. Emmis? The rite is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Boniboni. Doot. So if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows would have been cast eastward. But Mr. Immis was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Boniboni. Wait, what? Why are we talking about the west? Directly, oh, okay. Directly over the summit of Mount Boniboni. For some reason, I read it as the top of the mountain that they were on. I'll get, make sense of that. Anyway, yeah. Mr. Immis was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Boniboni. Oh, Holy Mother! That's right. Our witness here couldn't have seen any shadowy figures on that curtain. No way! Perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lanterns that cast the shadows he saw? I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames were too small to cast the crisp, distinct figures Mr. Immis claims to have seen. But I did see those silhouettes, really. But how could he, Nick? Maybe he was someplace where they were visible. Wait, don't tell me. Your Majesty, if Mr. Immis really did see those shadows, it brings a brand new fact to light. And that would be? The brand new fact that comes to light if Mr. Immis really did see those shadows is he was somewhere else. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder. Doot. Oh, then where do you propose the witness was? Someplace where he could have seen the shadow figures naturally. Wait, you mean... None of the mountains east of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. And that leaves only one place he could have clearly seen the shadows from. And where might that be? This is where Mr. Immis was at the time of the murder. The inner sanctum. Mr. Immis was at the inner sanctum, just outside the curtain on the east side. That's the only place from which he could have seen the shadowy figures. Hoo-ha! Really? Wow, I didn't even think of that. Now we know why there's flags there. Probably. But wasn't the inner sanctum off-limits to all but the victim and the accused? And the third party who was there, you mean? I get the feeling that the subject prosecutor Sadamati would rather not touch right now. Oh, you mean... That's right. This witness was at the scene of the crime, which means he is the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance. He could be the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest. Okay. What?
Objection.
No one but the two participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum. And the only way up there are the stairs that start down at the Plaza of Devotion. Could have come down from above. So tell me, how do you propose the witness entered that sacred space? Oh, he must have... I haven't thought that far ahead. I have! The sanctum has sheer cliffs on three sides and a steep towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs. How do people get to the prison then? His Majesty speaks true. To say Mr. Immis was at such an inaccessible location is but a bid to tarnish his credibility. Is that not right? Right, I wasn't at the intersect. No, sir, no how. At least, pretty sure I wasn't.
Hold it!
Then, what about those silhouettes you claim to have seen? I'm starting to think I've been imagining things. What? This is insane. I knew we couldn't trust that lawyer. He's trying to frame the witness. Peace. Peace, I say. This is impossible. Unless I can show how he got to the inner sanctum, it just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Remus. I believe in you, Nick. Rah rah, sis boom ba. Fight, fight, Phoenix Wright. Just look at the accused. Has she no shame? What's your problem, lady? Phoenix Wright is very trustworthy, I'll have you know. She's got some nerve for a criminal. I bet that lawyer poisoned her mind. Please, Maya, you're only making it worse. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now. I would advise the defense to think carefully before making any more sudden outbursts. Yes, Your Majesty. If I wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now. Now, Mr. Remus, I would like you to think back carefully. Before you testify next about where you were that night. Witness testimony. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you. That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place. Boy, you lawyers sure are scary. Press him on that. I guess it might have been impossible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but... Now will you desist in trying to frame this innocent witness? Yeah, I'd like to see you explain how he got up there. Mr. Wright, is it not time to end these cross-examinations? A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for every moment a sinner spends struggling to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time in hell. Riotism is the strictest religion ever. And just so you know, you've already accrued 200 million extra years. Plus the 5 they started with, that's 700 million years of torment. Sure, what's another 200 million, give or take? Well, it's a big deal to me. I can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. The problem is, how am I going to do that? Cross-examination. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you.
Hold it!
Explain. Are you sure you weren't there? Oh, that's how he made it down, with the flags sewn together. Are you sure you weren't there? All I'm sure of is that you're deeply skeptical. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, are all lawyers always like this? Most certainly. They always try to pin crimes on innocent witnesses without any proof whatsoever. They are no better than bacteria or viruses. Gosh, you mean he's contagious? He's gonna give me lawyeritis. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Phew, that's a close one. You almost put me there at the scene of the crime. I wasn't even there. That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory.
Hold it!
You just said your memory was fuzzy. I sure did. What's a big deal? I'll tell you what. Your testimony isn't very credible if your memory of the events is fuzzy. Oh, no worries there. My memory may be fuzzy, but I'm very clear on one thing. Here we go again. If you ask me whether or not I remember what I did that night, I'd say I do. In short, you're confident that your testimony is true. Is that correct, Mr. Emmis? Ha 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 ha. Exactly. Guess you don't get to be a judge for nothing. So, in closing, I can clearly say that I was totally not there. Besides, it would have been impossible to get there in the first place.
Hold it!
I wonder if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum. If you have something to say, just say it. Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? No, there isn't. Which means there is. Perhaps the defense would share its theory with us. I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though. Time to reach into my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention, he fell from the sky. That is the closest thing to my actual suspicion that exists. Maybe you fell from the sky? Ha 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 ha! The lawyer thinks he's a comedian now. I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it. Mr. Ribbons could have, parachuted down. We already know the weather was clear and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say. Now that you've been backed into a corner, your delusions grow ever more delusional. The inner sanctum is on a tiny ledge upon a sheer cliff 2,000 meters tall, above which is a building filled with probably hundreds of people. One misstep, and a skydiver would soon find themselves. And a skydiver would soon find theirself in the Twilight Realm. Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was. Even I couldn't have made that jump. Wait, what's this building on top of the sacred mountain that we've already been told about? That is Royal Penitentiary number 4. Oh, right. Princess Rite mentioned there was a prison up there. Bang! How do you get your prisoners up there, anyway? By helicopter, but only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. He's the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum. Mountain range poster updated in the court record. A poster and a photograph of the entire inner sanctum and Mount Pony area. Might I also add, defense, that no parachute or any other equipment necessary for skydiving have been found. Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Emmis. Oh no. It's not like I can fly through the air either. Yeah, Twitch is definitely having trouble. Good heck. Hydrate. Very important. You'll need to figure out some dinner at some point as well. Good heck. It's not like I can fly through the air either.
Hold it!
You wouldn't need to flap your arms if you had some gear. As I have already stated, nothing of the sort was found in or around the scene of the crime. I'd sure like to see some of that so-called gear you're talking about. Yep. I know. But was there really nothing like that at the inner sanctum? Hate when your stream crashes and you get more heckin' ads. Yeah, it's pain. Like I said, I think it's... Twitch is continuing to be unstable at me. I don't know why, but it sure is. Network load, who knows? I know. But was there really nothing like that at the inner sanctum? What if there was something that could have been used as a parachute? Yes. I should give the evidence another look. I already know what it is. I've already seen it. It has been decided. Just waiting for the correct opportunity to show it. You continue to claim that the witness was at the inner sanctum. Yet said claim shall remain but a claim without any supporting evidence, Mr. Rite. Yes, I realize that, Your Majesty. If I can't find any inconsistencies, guess I can always try to elicit some more testimony. Oh, you lawyers sure are scary. Oh, hey. Mr. Immis wasn't at the inner sanctum, or, more precisely, couldn't get there. I don't see a way out of this. Yeah, these kinds of debates only get worse if you argue them the wrong way. I'll have to pry some conclusive testimony out of him, and then present some evidence. Like when you're trying to catch frogs from a pond. Once you got a grip on one, you better hold on tight. Right. Something like that. Okay, up.
Objection!
Objection. Mr. Immis is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear. Well, now, finally come around, have you? Now you see that I couldn't have possibly been there at the inner sanctum. Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. What on earth are you talking about? That overreaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence. Those are prayer flags, are they not? Yes, but they have been sewn together to create one big banner. A banner that could also function like a parachute. Polkunka. The people of Kurain are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation. No, this cannot be. The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using his prayer flags as a parachute. Is that not right, Mr. Immis? There's no way out. I'm surrounded. Mr. Immis? All this talk's jogged my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all. As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night, at least. You did it, Nick. You weren't wrong after all. Thanks? Mr. Immis, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? What? No way, no how. It's like this, oh yeah. I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident. Hydrate? Yeah, okay. I guess. Back. Yeah. By accident. Thank you for the hydrate, Irishman. Exactly. And that thing's not a parachute. It's a homemade paraglider. A paraglider. Homemade? Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material? It may not look like much, but it's as sturdy as can be. I rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher from my earthly launching point, which was... Then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum. So you just happened to land there? You expect me to believe that? Now, please calm yourself, Mr. Rite. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed. And it certainly warrants further explication. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony. Witness testimony. Why I was at the inner sanctum. Why I was at the inner sanctum. Thank you for noticing. Give me a moment. I need to fetch a thing. Oink! Oink! Bodies. Never get a body. Always be a cartoon character if you can help it. Okay, heck. Why I was at the inner sanctum. That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. But just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. Oh. So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident. So he remembers losing his memory now, does he? Shenanigans. Mr. Amos, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning. Can't be helped. I mean, I'm just remembering it now. Continue such slipshod testimony, and you'll be cast into the hell of hangnails. We shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million years. Hoo-ha! I think I'll pass on that. Looks like that caught Prosecutor Sadmati off guard. This is my chance to rip his cage to shreds. Cross-examination. Blank. Why I was at the inner sanctum. Second here. Blank. Heckin' bodies. All right. Homemade paraglider. You didn't go to pray. A devout Quranist like me can pray anywhere, even while flying through the sky. But I would recommend you try it. You're bound to end up dead. Ha 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 ha. Paraglider? I didn't see anything like that. That's because the ritual curtain blocked your view. You should have seen me, majestically soaring between the mountains. Really? What do you think, Nick? Don't ask me. Ha ha ha. I was really enjoying that flight. At first, anyway. Mentioned name right before the cross-examination and the stream crashed. I did not. I might have said something that sounded like your name, but I did not intentionally refer to you. I apologize for the stream continuing to crash. I don't know why. This is... No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Sometimes that can happen. No, I don't think it's your internet. Twitch is acting up. If you go down into my videos, you'll see it shows like at least 4 or 5 broadcasts for today. My computer says it's been continuously sending stuff, or trying to anyway. I haven't had any like errors. It's not showing drop frames, but Twitch has been showing unstable. There's been problems on this end. I wouldn't necessarily blame your own self. Just as Mount Pony was drawing near,
constantly dropping.
Yeah, something terrible happened.
Hold it!
Something terrible happened. Exactly. When I say terrible, I mean terrible. What? Was there something unexpected near Mount Pony? What was it again? Wait, you don't remember? Let's just say it was terrible. It's been happening with YouTube and other sites as well, so it's also your internet. I mean, it could be global, because, I mean, I'm literally...
Can confirm. Napping videos interrupted by Wi-Fi not working and also loud ads when it started working again.
Yeah, even on my own monitor where I'm watching stuff, I am seeing the, I'm getting the not like this emote occasionally. It'll flash, the stream will show dead, and then poof, back into existence. So, yeah. The problems are widespread. I don't know. Let's just say it was terrible. That accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum.
Hold it!
What exactly was this accident you had? Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind. Oh, yes, it was the wind. Not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind. Made me lose control. The wind was strong enough to make you lose control. You got that right. Okay, then, please add that to your testimony. Gale force winds came out of nowhere, so I made an emergency landing at the sanctum. Yeah, that's a shenanigan.
Hold it!
They would have put the fire out, wouldn't they? Had the wind been blowing the whole time around the mountains? Yep, just the right amount of wind for paragliding. So that sudden gale force wind was a real shocker. I see. So a decent wind had been blowing until then. Right. Paraglider's not much use without a decent wind. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory.
Hold it!
Where at the inner sanctum did you land? That's easy. Where the paraglider ended up. I guess that makes sense. So, outside the ritual curtain, on the side where the moonlight shadows were cast. Right as I landed, I hit my head on a rock. I lost both my consciousness and my memory. Ha 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 ha. There's something seriously wrong with this guy.
Also, mobile update to Twitch is awful. Why does everything want to be TikToks?
I don't know. Terrible TikToks. I don't know. People. People in the world. So, you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
Hold it!
You're lucky to be alive after an accident like that. Yeah, I'm just a lucky kind of guy. It's times like these to separate the men from the boys. Wow, I'd say you were incredibly lucky. Almost miraculously so. If you got something to say, just say it. All right, Mr. Emmis. It wasn't an accident, was it? You led into this inner sanctum on purpose. What the? No, it was an accident, I'm telling you. You don't even have any proof, so stop making things up about me. His testimony's like a moving target. Okay, Nick. Time for some evidence. You know, really grab him by the scruff of his neck. Oh, one thing at a time, Maya. First, I have to find an inconsistency. Social media sites are run by idiots. Well, life is full of a process of things getting worse over time. Corey Doctorow has written about this also, but people might start it with a good idea, but they don't keep their job forever. Someone else comes and takes over the job, and they try to impose their own preferences, which are usually not going to be as good. If they were as good, they would have been running the site to begin with. But where there is constantly changing testimony, there are bound to be discrepancies and other issues. Okay, so enjoying a trek through the night sky. Something terrible happened. Gale force winds. Okay. I mean gale force winds. There's no evidence of this. That's our bow. Airball. Airball. Senior member of insurgent leadership and former pirate from River 4 and Land. Wanted for crimes against the kingdom. Considered armed and dangerous. Contact authorities with any information. Calm, clear skies. Cold front. Whatever that means. Well, this is the one that got added, so